winner of the New Jersey Press Association's Most Innovative Award.
Welcome back to Greater Media Broadcast News. I'm Susie Shea, bringing you the top headlines in Central New Jersey. Here's what you need to know. Jeff wins Jeopardy! Goldman Act passes, crematory controversy, married at first sight, and taking a trip. It was a tiebreaker worth $75,000. That's the amount of money 17-year-old Jeff Shea is taking home after winning the Jeopardy! Teen Tournament this year. The J.P. Stevens High School student was one of 15 competitors in the two-week tournament, and the final round aired last Friday. I took some time to speak with this year's champion about his journey. I'm here with Jeff Shea, the 2014 Jeopardy! Teen Tournament champion. Now, Jeff hails from Edison, New Jersey, but he has gained nationwide recognition for his win. Jeff, why don't you take us back to the very beginning of when you first got on Jeopardy!
All right, so what happened is thousands of prospective teens from around the country take a 50-question online test, and from those thousands of teens come 250 about teens who audition in 4 cities around the United States, where they take part in a mock game, mock interview, and a mock test to see whether they're good enough for TV. And from those 250 contestants, 15 are chosen.
And so they did choose you to be on the show, and you flew out to LA in March for the actual taping. Tell me, what was that like?
Oh, it was wonderful. LA is everything you might imagine. Except for the traffic, that's a caution. The Sony Pictures studios were great. The studio was amazing. When I walked up there, it was as if I had walked into a dream. It was just fabulous.
And how about Alex Trebek? Was he a dream as well?
Yes, he was what I expected. He's very genial. He likes making jokes, particularly when doing breaks, he interacts with the audience, and especially when he comes and interacts with us.
So the show actually ended with a tiebreaker. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. So what happened is, we had the tie at the very end because me and Alan had both identical 2-day totals. And it was very interesting to see how it all went out.
Now, Jeff may seem composed now, but he did not hide his enthusiasm when he won. Take a look.
The category is the Civil War. And here is the clue. The battles of Shiloh and Collierville were fought in this state. Jeff.
What is Tennessee?
You're right. Oh! You're the champion. $75,000. Come on out here. Congratulations, young man. $75,000. What a great way to end our regular season, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeff now has the title of a national game show champion, but to me, the title that truly matters is that of my brother. And now we go to Mark Rosman with more headlines.
The Manalapan Police Explorers Post has been injected with new life, and the young adults who are members of the organization are reaping the rewards of membership. The post has grown from 6 participants to 33 participants in the last 2 years. The Police Explorers gives young people who have an interest in the field of law enforcement the opportunity to gain knowledge and hands-on experience of what the job entails by participating in activities with a local law enforcement agency. The advisors for the Manalapan Explorers are Patrolman Kyle Early, Patrolman Adam Sosnowski, and Detective Dominic Donatelli Jr. This week's news transcript contains an article that chronicles the post's participation in the National Law Enforcement Exploring Conference that was held at Indiana University in July. During their time in Indiana, the explorers took part in team and individual law enforcement scenarios, all of which were designed to give them a first-hand look at the type of situations that professional law enforcement officers face on the job. There were also seminars, demonstrations, and exhibits pertaining to the field. Within the community, the Police Explorers can be seen assisting police officers at events such as the Walk with Joe, the Carly Wines Run, Manalapan Day, and Manalapan High School graduation.
A recently passed bill will allow the U.S. State Department to aggressively pursue the return of one of the nation's treasures, its children, namely those who have been abducted overseas. Here's Adam Ujako.
The U.S. Congress approved a bill last week that seeks to ease the difficulty of securing the return of abducted U.S. children from foreign countries. The Sean and David Goldman Act, introduced by Representative Chris Smith, is the byproduct of a Tinton Falls man's struggle to be reunited with his son Sean after he was taken to Brazil by his mother. For 5 years, Goldman navigated the expensive legal system in a successful bid to return to the U.S. with his son. Smith's bill, inspired by Goldman's story, establishes tools for the State Department to use in trying to secure the return of abducted American children. For more on the Sean and David Goldman Act and the issue of international child abduction, see our local Greater Media newspapers.
And here's a roundup of headlines you need to know. Child advocates are saying parents need to take caution this summer as instances of leaving children in vehicles is increasing. Officials from the Monmouth Medical Center held a demonstration last week to illustrate how quickly the temperature in a closed car rises on a warm day and how important it is for parents to stay vigilant. The Middlesex County Fair will offer more than rides and food this weekend. It will give children an opportunity to learn how to deal with bullies. Ron Schwally, founder of Schwa Life Skills, will host a workshop on breaking the bullying cycle on Saturday at 3 p.m. Oceanport officials are citing a lack of transparency as they oppose a proposal to build a crematory at Woodbine Cemetery. The cemetery owners are seeking an air quality permit from the DEP, but some residents feel as if they've been left in the dark about the impact of the proposal. Borough officials say a public hearing needs to be set. A local family will be featured on the hit game show Family Feud on August 12th. This will be the Voza family's third time on the show, so make sure to check them out. For more on any of these stories, see your Greater Media newspaper today. And here's Tim Morris with an update on the local sports scene.
Red Bank Regional High School's Maroon and White basketball camp brought out the best girls basketball programs in the Shore as well as the state. The camp, held over 3 days, gave players and coaches a good preview of the upcoming high school season. They learned what they do well and what they need to work on against outstanding competition. As an added bonus, the camp, directed by RBR head coach James Young, is NCAA sanctioned, meaning college coaches were in the stands scouting the considerable talent. With games going on simultaneously on 3 different courts, fans were treated to non-stop action everywhere. On one court, State Power St. John Vianney, wearing its traditional black, was taking on Homedale in a battle of Shore Conference foes. As the Hornets were to learn, no matter the time of the year, the Lancers are going to bring their defensive intensity to the court. This was one of many turnovers created by Lancer pressure. At the same time, on another court, Colts Neck, wearing white and green, and Freehold Township in blue, 2 teams with divisional championship aspirations, were getting a look at each other. This would be the first of several meetings between the teams. Meanwhile, Red Bank Catholic, also in green and white, was taking on last year's NJSIA Tournament of Champions winners, Shabazz, and more than holding their own. Later on, it was Rumson, here wearing white, getting its chance to play Shabazz. This is Tim Morris for Greater Media Newspapers.
We've all heard of love at first sight, but what about a wedding at first sight? That's the theme of a new show a local resident is featured on. Here's Taylor Lear with more.
Getting married is a goal for many, but for Howell native Doug Henner, it is part of a social experiment. Henner, who is a graduate of Howell High School, willingly participated in an experiment that had him get legally married to someone minutes after meeting them for the first time at the altar. It is all part of FYI Network's new reality show, Married at First Sight. The show has 4 relationship experts select people from a pool of candidates who they believe are a perfect match for each other. Henner gets paired with Jamie Otis, a labor and delivery nurse working in Harlem, New York. The show documents Henner and Otis's journey as newlyweds as they go on a honeymoon and move in together. This social experiment tests whether or not a relationship can develop and if falling in love is possible with someone you legally marry at first sight. The show airs Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on FYI Network. You can read more about Henner's experience this week in Tri-Town News.
The end of the season is approaching, but there's still time for a few day trips. Kathy Chang has some suggestions for your summer.
New Jersey has plenty to do, if only for a day. Aside from the sun, sea, and sand of the Jersey Shore, a host of destinations beckon crowds of their own, from near and far, providing even the most seasoned Jersey folks with novel things to see and do. Destinations include Lambertville, known as the antiques capital of New Jersey, the Delaware Water Gap, promising plenty of adventure, Frenchtown, a small old-timey town, Allaire Village in Farmingdale is where history comes alive. Lovers of art and the outdoors can find the two intertwined at the Grounds of Sculpture in Hamilton. The historic Smithville and the Village Green in Smithville could be said to epitomize quaint, and Cape May Wine Trail provides a handful of vintages resulting from the region's unique climate. For more information, visit our website at gmnews.com.
For more in-depth coverage and additional stories, see your Greater Media newspaper today. Make sure to keep up with us at facebook.com/Greater Media Broadcast News. I'm Susie Shia, and I'll see you next time.